What's going on, everybody? This is Dave from This Is Punk Promotions. I'm here with Mediaslaves from Vancouver, British Columbia, Canada. How's it going, guys?
Doing good.
Going well, man.
Let's jump right into it. So when and how did you guys form?
Oh, whose turn is it to tell the story?
Oh my god. Oh, wait, we're
Are
going
we just-
turns?
Johnny, do you want to talk about the original lineup, or are we going to start from when I joined?
Well, long story short, so all of us met. We were playing a show we were in three different bands at the time. I was in an earlier iteration of Mediaslaves where I was playing guitar along with my friends Danielle and Taylor. Sean was playing in a band called Generation Y, and Jono was in his other band that he's also still in as a frontman with Stutter. We just played a show, punk show, in a small cafe called Sip Chai in Abbotsford, BC. Had a great time, all good vibes all around. Jono was playing like a crazy man, which was amazing to see live. And when Danielle had let me know that she was looking to move on, she wanted to like focus on her personal life more. We were looking for a bass player and a singer at the time still, because I never really wanted to be a singer. So I just called Sean over to be on bass, and then I couldn't find a singer, so I just kind of popped in because we were doing we were already booked for this Battle of the Bands type thing at this venue called the Astoria. So I was like, hey, Sean, message him on Instagram. Like, we got this show. Would you like to kind of pop on board and play bass for us for the show? And we just loved him so much. He had to come stay forever. And then Sean,
love at first sight.
Love at first sight. He's like, hey, all from the Deftones and Mindless Self-Indulgence shirts, right?
Yeah.
That's how we started talking. I was wearing an MSI shirt. He was wearing a Deftones shirt. It was meant to be. And then maybe Sean and Jono could pick up on how Jono came to the band.
Oh, well, I mean, you were there.
You want me to start it?
Well, we went to, this was the night before the Battle of the Bands, and I went to a Cancer Bat show, which Johnny ended up showing up to later, but we knew that Taylor was leaving the band. So I'm at this Cancer Bat show, and I run into Jono in the pit, and so we're talking outside the venue later, and I happened to mention that Taylor was leaving the band and everything, and we were going to need to find a drummer. And John was like, oh, I kind of know how to play drums. And he's like, would you guys be willing to let me try out or something like that? And I was like, yeah, I mean, I'll run it by Johnny. I'm sure he'll be down. So yeah, Jono tried out and killed it. And, been a family ever since.
Yeah.
I was actually so excited when Sean told me that Jono was like interested in coming to play drums, because like watch I don't even know if there are videos of Stutter on YouTube or anything that people can watch.
I don't think so. No, I don't think so yet, at least.
It's a sight to see. It's a sight to see. Jono's nice tomboy right now, but if you see him on stage, it's like a whole Jekyll and Hyde vibes.
I was so happy to be a part of the band too. I was like, because I remember watching you guys at the show, I'm like, damn, they're sick. And then I remember your old drummer was really good, so I'm like, holy balls. And then the fact that you guys wanted me, I'm like, okay, I better try and get decent at drums. And yeah, but it's been great ever since. I love you guys and I love playing. So yeah, been the rest is history.
The boys.
The boys.
That's awesome. So you guys released an EP, Fear and Loathing in Outer Space, in January. How's the response been?
I'd say it's been pretty good. We've been growing pretty steadily just on like the socials, considering like COVID and not being able to play shows and stuff like that. People have really nice things to say. So far, we think. We always say we suck, but
yeah, we're very self-deprecating. Everybody else has been very nice, though.
It's been fun though. That was a really fun EP to make. We're getting prepped to get our second one going, so that's super exciting. And yeah, it's been good times all around.
Who did you guys record it with, and how was the process?
The process of recording it?
Yeah.
I guess it was interesting. The first two songs we recorded just before the COVID announcement, lockdowns, all that fun stuff.
Yeah, that was
And
insane.
Right? Like the weekend before that
Oh,
all
I
like,
remember I was getting texts from my friend as we were in the studio. I'm like, uh-oh. I'm like,
Mhm.
this is real now.
Yeah, I was reading news articles while we were in the studio listening to Tim mix it. I'm like, damn, I think this is gonna be like a serious thing, man. Like this seems like a big deal.
And the
But
first
yeah.
little while was kind of hard to navigate because we had like all these shows booked. We were so ready to like prep the singles and
Yeah.
promote the singles and just play them out and get our name out there. All 4 shows in April, our little Mediaslaves BC tour or Vancouver tour, whatever we were gonna call it, some stupid
Yeah.
Not a
junky
tour
name because we
tour.
do stupid crap like that. What was that, Sean?
The Not a Tour.
The Not a Tour tour,
Not a
yeah.
Tour
The
tour,
Not
yeah.
a Tour tour got canceled, and then our first music video we were like in the process of working around or doing had to get canceled obviously because we didn't know what was going on and getting together, but that ended up being a fun process in itself because we learned how to make music videos on $0 and just with all these random clips and still making it our own and making them interesting.
Yeah.
So that's been a
Yeah.
fun process.
Yeah, and then even with the second music video that we did, that was like just like a good bonding day because like we had never really had, besides like the studio, we had never really chanced to like just hang out like just the boys because like it was pretty recent that I joined the band. I played one show with you guys, studio, and then COVID hit. So then when cases were down and we were able to do like some like kind of like hangouts, we decided to film a video last summer, and it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, Sean brought all the hilarious costumes.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it was a lot better than hanging out in the studio because in the studio you're all like tired, like it's really dimly lit, and you've been kind of there's always a little bit of stress involved with recording and whatnot. You want to nail everything, so everybody's just kind of tired and lethargic, and I'm a seriously sleepy dude, so I'm always passing out in there. Like once I'm done my takes, I've got my hat down over my eyes. I'm just kind of like sitting back. So shooting the video was a good opportunity for us to get to like actually like hang out again, have some quality time. Call it like team building or something.
Yeah, exactly. Team building at Tim Hortons.
Yeah.
I still can't believe they commented on that post. That was so hilarious.
Yeah.
I don't know if do you guys have Tim Hortons over in the States?
No.
Okay, so I think there might be a couple locations, but in Canada, it's just like a coffee, fast food. I don't know how you guys explain Tim Hortons.
It's like a more blue collar Starbucks basically.
That's a good way to put it. Yeah.
Used to make good coffee. Now they make subpar coffee.
We just lost our endorsement. Thanks, Jono.
Woohoo!
Yeah,
Totally.
But yeah, we made some post about how like we live on Tim Hortons coffee in the studio, and they commented, and it was super hilarious. And all the Canadian people were like, "Oh my god, that's so funny!" So
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So you guys are from Vancouver, British Columbia. How's the scene there? Do you have a favorite venue, a favorite local band?
Scene's thriving. Well, I mean, it still is, I guess, to the extent that it can be. It doesn't seem like that many bands have broken up due to COVID. So, a few have, but I don't know. Things are going pretty well. There was a lot of buzz happening. Hopefully we'll be back to that once shows are a thing again. And I don't know, like favorite venue overall, probably the Commodore Ballroom. Favorite venue that we're likely to play anytime soon, probably the Rickshaw. Yeah, I'll let one of you guys answer that.
I'd have to say, yeah, probably favorite venue would be, that we'll play is probably Rickshaw, and I have to agree with you for the Commodore. For favorite local band, I'd have to say my other band, Stutter, shares a jam space with a band called Brass. They're just like a killer. Yeah, shout out to Brass. They're just a killer punk band from Vancouver. So yeah, they would probably be my favorite.
Oh yeah, I'd have to say either like brass or anthems for my favorite
Yeah,
local band
anthems.
right now.
Oh man, anthems are so good.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, local. I mean, I would have said SBC, but SBC sadly. Although is
R.I.P.
SBC being rebuilt? I don't know, or something new going on.
No idea.
The owner keeps posting on the Instagram, so I don't know.
Yeah, there's like little teases happening. But just for everybody out there, SBC, it stands for Smiling Buddha Cabaret, and it's basically a half venue, half skate rink type thing, and there's a big giant skate ramp for skateboarders that, you know, and you could just kind of like sit on it, and when you need to go get your beer, you just like slide your ass down like a slide and get up and go get your beer or whatever during the shows.
That's sick.
So I love being there.
Such a good
and then-
venue.
Yeah, and then for bands, I listen to a lot of different ones all the time. Right now, I'm listening to a little bit of Strange Breed. They're like an all-girl, like kind of like grungy hard rock, and Space Queen. Space Queen's new song sounds like Alice in Chains, which like old school Alice in Chains, so it's super good. Yeah, I'll just shout those two out for now.
Oh, and Woogie.
Woogie!
Woogie.
Oh, we have to shout
Yeah.
out Buddies and Woogie, man.
Our boys.
Yeah, we just did a live stream with Woogie. That was a fun time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Fun hanging out with those guys.
Yeah, they're awesome dudes for sure.
Very cool. So who are your biggest influences?
Ooh, man.
We all have very different ones, but also kind of combined ones. I guess I could name a couple. Big ones for me are Nirvana, Deftones, Arctic Monkeys is a huge one for me as well, especially lyrically. Alice in Chains, kind of stuff like that. I love like groovy, grungy, stonery stuff, as well as just like Sum 41 and stuff like that as well. So
I'd say, sorry, Jono, you want to go first?
Oh man, that's hard. I'm always all over the map. I mean, like in regards to drumming, like I think Ben Kohler from Converge is probably my favorite drummer. So like probably Converge, and then, but just for music in general, I'd say like I love The Cure. Like The Cure is probably one of my favorite bands of all time. What else? That's hard. I feel like I can always think of these on like my own time, but then when I'm put on the spot about it, I forget all of them. So we'll go with the Cure. Oh, and how could I forget? I love shoegaze music, so probably like My Bloody Valentine and like Slow Dive and those kind of things. And then there's also like this kind of like noisy industrial like sludgy band from Rhode Island called The Body. They're one of my favorites. So yeah, I'd have to say those bands.
Yeah, I feel like my biggest influences stylistically probably be like Misfits, Alkaline Trio. Dan Andriano's bass playing really kind of like pushes me to try and be a little bit more all over the fretboard, kind of travel around a bit more and explore it. Cancer Bats, I can't remember the bass player's name from Cancer Bats, but I love the way he plays. I love their like kind of like grimy, like sludgy sound that they've got. So that's definitely an influence on how I play. And those are the three off the top of my head, I would have to say.
I love how we're a punk band, but all of our influences were like grungy, slimy, sludgy. Like those are the words we're using so often. It's so funny.
Yeah. Well, Alkaline Trio is not really.
That's true.
They're pop punk. Yeah.
Very cool. So now I'm going to ask you guys some non-music questions. It's a good way for me to get to know you. I did this with the other bands I interviewed. Are you ready?
Sure.
Here we go. Yeah.
All right. First one, favorite food.
I'm gonna answer off the top of my head. Say butter chicken.
Oh, good one. I usually say sushi.
Oh man, I'm gonna be so basic. Probably burgers.
I would say French fries are definitely a kryptonite for me though. Even if I'm like trying to not eat fried food, fries are on the table. I have to take a couple at least.
If you could be any superhero, which one?
Spider-Man seems kind of fun, just kind of swinging around and climbing on walls and super speed or spidey sense. Not super speed. He's pretty fast.
Yeah, I'm probably gonna say Superman. I don't really actually particularly like Superman stories, but if I got to pick like based on
I get that.
powers, Superman's easily like the best guy to beat. So
That's true.
I'd have to say probably, even though like I don't watch many like superhero movies, but if I had to choose, I'd probably say Batman because he's like the mysterious one. He seems like the good one.
With
So
lots
I'm
of
like,
money.
yeah, Batman.
And he's got lots of money.
Yeah, lots of money. Yeah.
Best vacation that you've ever been on?
Ooh.
Oh man.
I went to Maui in like 2015, I want to say, and that was like, I haven't done a lot of vacationing. I haven't seen much of the world, and so yeah, like that was pretty amazing just to get to go somewhere like tropical, and I got to surf and went hiking through, all the amazing nature that they got out there. And yeah, no, I'd totally love to go back there. The food was amazing. So yeah, definitely Maui was my best vacation.
I've never been to like pretty much outside of North America, but for a few years before COVID hit, I would always take like 2 weeks off to go to this music festival called Shambhala. It's in here in BC. It's kind of like a psychedelic dance music festival, but it's very like hippie vibes all around. It's a very, very interesting place, very fun to be at. Lots of people just, you're beautiful, I love you, and you're just like random strangers and people hugging you all the time. Like, I love that stuff. So
I have to say for me, I'm kind of in the, oh, sorry, Johnny, did you finish?
yeah, I'm done.
Okay, cool. I'd have to say for me, I'm kind of in the same boat as Sean. Like I haven't done a ton of vacationing and like I haven't really been out of North America yet. But if I had to pick, I'd have to say like every year I usually like, yeah, go down to the Okanagan for like a week. And yeah, you kind of like just swimming in the lake, doing a lot of hiking and just being out in nature. That's kind of like my home. So I always love kind of little getaways like that. And it's kind of like a town, like just outside of everything. So yeah, I'd have to say that for me right now. That could change. Maybe tour will be
Yeah, that's why looks like we gotta go on tour and see the world, boys.
Once we're able to do that again.
I'm a big Lord of the Rings guy. It's my favorite movie. I'm a nerd, not gonna lie. If you could be any Lord of the Rings character, which one?
I mean, I know he's like super OP, but like probably Legolas because he's like such a badass in the movies. He's like sniping orcs right through the center of the forehead from like like over 100 feet away. So I don't know, he's pretty badass. I'd probably go with him.
I wasn't the only time I've ever seen a Lord of the Rings movie, I watched all 3 director's cuts in a row. It took like the whole day and we ate like chips and I like felt sick and I'm like, fuck this movie by the like middle of like part 2. But I guess like Gandalf. Yeah, Gandalf's Lord of the Rings, right?
Yes.
Oh no, I'm thinking of Dumbledore is the other guy from Harry Potter.
All right, I think everybody's gonna hate me when I say this, but I actually haven't seen Lord of the Rings. It's on my list. It's on my list, and I want to. But like, oh my god, I'm just like I've really bad ADHD, so like I don't watch I never get time to like sit and watch like a ton of movies. But I definitely want to in quarantine. I guess is like the perfect time, or in COVID times is the perfect time.
I'll watch it with you, Jono.
Okay, sounds good. We'll do it together. And
the marathoning, I'm not down.
Yeah, marathon.
We don't have to do it all in one day.
Yeah, that would be a lot.
Last question. What are some places there that visitors should check out?
In the city, I would say like Gastown. Gastown's really pretty. They got, good breweries. There's always a lot of stuff happening. kind of outside of the city, the North Shore Mountains, Stanley Park. That's, you know, not exactly outside of the city, but it doesn't feel like you're in the city anymore. Stanley Park's like right there, connected to Vancouver. So that's a nice spot. You know, take a walk along the seawall. That's always good. Hit the mountains depending on what time of year you go there. You know, try Whistler. I actually prefer Seymour. Actually, I've never done Whistler. I shouldn't say I prefer Seymour, but Mount Seymour is really good if you can't afford Whistler. So yeah.
Say take a walk along Granville Street. Always a good time walking along Granville. Visit the Rock Shop. Gotta give a shout out to Rock Shop. That's one of my favorite places to go and buy rock shirts and rock merch and all that fun stuff. Maybe the Vapor Lounge. I don't know if Vapor Lounges are like normal spots anywhere else, but
Get super
I don't
high.
smoke weed anymore, but go
Yeah,
on,
me neither.
hit the
So,
volcano.
I'd have to say, yeah, to add to like what Sean was saying, like the seawall, I definitely spend a lot of time there, just kind of going for walks and stuff. It's beautiful down there. Got a lot of nice scenery. Another place I go to is like there's a beach called Spanish Banks, and it's just a little bit like further out from the city. It's close to University of British Columbia, and it's probably one of my favorite beaches. So yeah.
Very cool. Well, I really appreciate you guys coming on and chatting it up a little bit. I really appreciate you supporting me in This Is Punk Promotions.
hey, thanks for having us.
Supporting
Thanks
us.
for having us. Thank you so much.
We'll talk soon. Have a great night.
A great
Yeah,
night,
you
Dave.
too,
Thanks a
bud.
lot. Great
See ya.
talking.
Great talking to you.
Take care. Great talking to you.
See ya.